In one of the fastest growing cities in the country, there is a festering homeless problem, and we're not talking about Austin. We're talking about San Marcos.
As KVUE's Jenny Lee reports, the city's homelessness issue is hard to see even though the problem continues to grow.
And I was actually homeless when we arrived in San Marcos.
7 years ago, Hannah Durrance moved to San Marcos as a single mother with 4 children. Here's a picture of her then 6-month-old son living in a motel because she couldn't find affordable housing.
I encountered the fact that there were a long waiting list for public housing. There were few resources for an actual place to sleep.
When Durrance finally found a home, the 2015 floods hit. She was homeless again.
It was traumatic. It was challenging to try to figure out where I needed to be to get the resources that I needed. It was challenging to figure out how to navigate a system that I was unfamiliar with.
Durrance says she is not alone. According to the homeless shelter in San Marcos, the Southside Community Center, there are between 50 to 100 people who experience homelessness every year, but those are just the adults.
This public school district reports over 120 children who are homeless, but we don't see 120 children on our street corner because those children are in the school during the day, and then in the evenings they're in motels or they're in their cars.
Durrance and other advocates have a name for this.
It's what's we know as invisible homelessness, so it's not what we see on the street corner.
That's why Durrance and other homeless advocates just started a new nonprofit group called the Home Center, the Homeless Outreach Mitigation and Emergency Center. The group recently visited the Community First Village in East Austin in hopes of bringing a similar model to San Marcos.
Because our homeless population is very different than the Austin population, we would have to change that model quite a bit.
Impervious cover.
City Council member Hoka Marquez is trying to find a facility to house the Home Center.
We do currently have Southside Community Center, but this is just not enough. It's just not enough. They're limited with the resources, limited with funding, limited with space to really address all the issues and all the need in San Marcos.
Using her experience, Durrance is appropriately president of the Home Center, hoping to help as many homeless get the resources they need. Jenny Lee, KVUE News.
With growth and rising costs, the wait list for public housing in San Marcos is between 3 to 4 years.